you do.
We try so hard in our lives to fit in. We try to fit into certain groups, certain frats, certain sororities, among certain friends, yet the people we idolize most are the ones that stand out. But when you're prepared, there is no fear. There is no fear of failure, because even if you've walked out of something and you feel like you failed at it, your preparation is so strong that you're gonna take that failure and turn it into the outcome you desire. And most people stop at failure, okay? We've all failed at things. I'm gonna continue to fail at stuff, right? It's the most powerful tool you can use, but it all depends on how you use it.
What would your future be like if you decided to want that which you desire so strongly that it prepares you past your fears, that you experience the fear, as the one book says, feel the fear and do it anyway?
Life is 10% what happens to you, is 90% what you do about it. No matter who you are, no matter where you are in life, you can take the lid off of your job. And if you're wondering if you still have the lid on in your life, here are some clues that's gonna let you know that the lid is still on. If you're not excited about waking up in the morning, if you're sitting around bored out of your mind, if you got time to do everything anybody asks you to do, you probably got the lid on. If when you tell your dreams to all your friends, it makes sense to them, you got your lid on, man. Your dreams should not make sense to everybody. You gotta say something that make people go, how you gonna do that? That's when you got the lid off. And if I were you, I'd do that. I'd take the lid off. Makes sense to me, don't it?
They're always gonna get ready to get set to get going. What we've gotta do is, boom, just like that, move into action.
Every time you remember your dream, you're removing some dirt. You're digging it back out. The true mark of a champion is, even though some dirt gets thrown on your dream, instead of letting it get buried, you keep shaking it off. You keep moving forward. You keep looking for new opportunities. You wouldn't be having that opposition if you didn't have something great in you. If your dream wasn't alive and on track, right on schedule to come to pass, you wouldn't have so many things coming against you. That dream is still alive. You may have tried a year ago, 5 years ago, or 40 years ago. Didn't work out. Nobody was there to help you. Go back and try again. This is your time. This is your moment. Your destiny is calling out to you. Can I tell you, your dream is not dead. It's just not in season. Your time is coming. Promotion is coming. Good breaks are coming. Promises you've been standing on. Dreams you've been praying about. Lack is not your destiny. Constantly struggling, barely getting by is not the end of your story. These light afflictions are for a moment. The adversity is temporary. The glory is eternal. Lord, I believe this is my year to get healthy and whole. This is my year to meet the people of my dreams. This is my year to go further in my career, to step into a new level of my destiny. This is my year to accomplish dreams, to break free from this depression. This is my year to meet the right people. This is my year to get healthy and whole. This is your year to see double. This is your year for vindication, for restoration, for new beginnings. Now get your mind going in the right direction.
Here's the secret. The people that do the most with their lives, the people that seem the most self-assured, the ones that seem to embody confidence, the ones that seem to define confidence, they're the ones that had to face down the most fear. They simply didn't linger in it.
Don't hate your competitors. Respect your competitors. Learn from him.
I had a very important person in my life come to me and say, who's your hero? And I said, I don't know, I got to think about that. Give me a couple of weeks. I said, I thought about it. You know who it is? I said, it's me in 10 years. So I turned 25 10 years later. That same person comes to me and goes, so are you a hero? And I was like, not even close. said, why? I said, because my hero is me at 35. So you see, every day, every week, every month, and every year of my life, my hero is always 10 years away. I'm never going to be a hero. I'm not going to attain that. I know I'm not. And that's just fine with me because that keeps me with somebody to keep on chasing.
That's the thing. Success and failure are generally slow processes. Either slowly building things up or gradually tearing them down. And that's why I say you've got to pay attention. You have to watch. You have to watch every single second.
Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart.
I believe in manifestation. I believe in putting a rocket of desire out into the universe, and you get it when you believe it. You get it when you believe you have it, and that's the key.
So we want to get really sensitized, acutely sensitized, sensory acuity, to whether what we're doing is working or not. And by the way, sensory acuity is really the measure of a person's intelligence. What I mean by that is, how do we measure intelligence? Intelligence is a measure of the number and quality of distinctions you have in a given situation.
You can handle this, you just haven't figured it out yet. It's all right, this is your training period. This is the tuition you have to pay for what you don't know. You can do this, other people have done it. It doesn't take an Einstein. Get you some people that can teach you some stuff that you don't know. Get you some people that have done it successfully and learn from them. Take some seminars, workshops, read some books on how to manage a business. Change the way you see yourself and begin to tend to the personal details. Understand that nobody's going to take care of your business better than you.
You will notice the most successful people in any field, they are usually the ones who have failed more than anybody else. You see the difference between a successful person and everyone else? It's not a lack of strength, it's not a lack of knowledge, it's a lack of will.
It's up to you in a world where we're taught to look outside for answers, for a job that will make us happy, for money that will make us happy. The answer is within. We already have it. We already have the answer, but will we unleash it? Will we give it? Will we own it? Will we truly reinvent ourselves to become the people that we're capable of becoming?
The bow too tightly strung is easily broken, says one of the proverbs. Balance is a gorgeous thing. So be monomaniacal in your execution around your high-value targets, your HVTs, your mission plan, but also build in some rewards. And that's going to send a gorgeous message to your conscious and your subconscious mind that, hey, this daily practice of execution around my deliverables is a beautiful thing. And you create this thing called momentum. And the monk who sold his Ferrari, I went back and I saw this recently. I think there's a whole chapter on momentum. And you become like this. I love skiing. You start off small, but as you go down the slope, you pick up momentum. A lot of people say, Robin, where do I start? I want to start a new business. I want to become a better artist. I want to find the love of my life. I want to be a world-class creative. I want to multiply my financial life. Where do I start? You just start. You just start. There's great power in the start. And when you start, life starts supporting you.
Well, God wants us all to be courageous because He knows we'll face times in life and situations and circumstances that it takes more than just a desire, it takes courage. Many people operate on the basis of fear, on the basis of what other people think. We as believers should operate on the basis of courage. Courage to say no when we ought to say no. Courage to say yes when we should say yes. So what kind of courage do you have? Is yours sort of floating between depending on the situation? Or do you know the difference between right and wrong for your life? And you've made up your mind.
Hello, 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 everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. Greg literally just dropped off for a quick second. Just as we were getting started to do this, it was one of those crazy things where, technology, it makes our life so much easier, and then it also makes it a little bit harder, right? So I'm sure that he is going to hop back on in just a minute. Our topic for today is Monopolize Your Marketplace, the map that turns clicks into cash. Clicks into cash. So here we are, totally ready to go. And unfortunately, we've lost Greg somehow. And so if you'll give us just a little bit, we'll get going. However, for those of you who are here, if you do have some questions or some suggestions of what you'd like to know more about here at Launch AI, we will get going. Oh, look, here's Greg. We're going to add him to the stage and get going now. Oh, we lost him again. Too many cooks in the pot, Greg. Too many cooks in the pot. So you're silent. We'll work on that. Again, modern technology, modern technology. And my dog's in the background, of course, because that's the way we roll back here. So for those of you who have big dogs, you probably know they're doing the proximity alert. We're going to get Greg in here, but for some reason, our we're fighting tech today.
How about testing that? Testing that. Yeah, my computer decided it had a system update and reboot like right now. And so it's like I had to reboot and get a new system update. So it's all clean in here. And all right. So welcome everybody. How's everybody doing today? Where are you guys calling in from? I see Joel's here and I see a few other people. Where are you listening in from? Mobile, desktop, what part of the country, what city, what's your weather like? Let us know you can hear us and where you're at. And I am going to get ready to go here. I got to pull up a PowerPoint. You guys are in for a treat today. I literally forgot about today. And at 10:25, I'm like, oh, what the heck? It's on my calendar, but I'm getting ready to go on a trip. I got a business trip. I'm going out of the country. And so it my mind's elsewhere. My mind is in Puerto Rico and St. Lucius.
And all those items you need to pack, right?
Yeah, shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah. And one dinner. You have to have one formal dinner, don't you? If that's what you want. But so we've got people calling in. Listen to me. People coming in from Philadelphia. I'm not sure where Deidre's calling in from. She may have mentioned it before. But
okay, I am ready.
Okay. We did let them know the map that turns clicks into cash.
Yeah, that's a good one, huh?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okie doke. So let me go full screen. I'm relaxing here in my office at the house, and I'm getting ready to go to the office. I got to get some stuff at the office. But today on our Mindset Minute, I want to share something with you guys that you probably heard before, maybe didn't hear it before. And I actually struggle with this one. And I'm not sure why I struggle with this one, but everybody I've ever been taught and mentored and coached by, and the Tony Robbins of the world, they all have various different ways of saying this, but like, what's your why? What is the why that helps you overcome procrastination, what helps you overcome and have the willpower to get up and do it again? And again, over the years, maybe the why was my family, maybe the why was, serving people. And to me, I just am such a passionate individual that if I don't know that I could really nail down my why right now. I was thinking about it. What is my why right now today? I'm like, I'm an empty nester. I've been married 40 years, 5 kids, all that kind of stuff. Right. So, but my why really is I am a very driven and I love doing what we're doing. I love helping people. I love coaching people. I love mentoring people. and I love figuring stuff out, and I love this whole business. And I think part of that is it's a choice that I make to love it, right? Because if you said, "Golly, Greg, if you want to do something else with your life, what would you want to do?" And I'm like, well, maybe I'd be fishing in the streams in Vail, Colorado, and riding my bike and hang gliding and skiing, and if it, but I really do love what I do. So I don't know. So anyway, for me, I feel like I have a challenge with the why, and I think I better get in the prayer closet and try to figure that out. But we do know you need a why. You need to figure out your why. It's your kids. And I will tell you this, and for those of you who followed some of my stories, back in the day, my why in my early 20s, I know what my why was there. And it was really to prove my dad wrong. Because my dad, I had some problems with him when he was an alcoholic. And he would say a lot of mean things to me, and I'm never going to amount to anything, and you're never going to be this, and you're never going to be that, and you're an idiot, and you're stupid, and all those kind of things he'd say to me. And my why was nothing more than to prove him wrong. And I became the youngest owner of an investment bank in the history of the country. Okay. So, and it was all about to try to prove my dad wrong, that I was going to become something. And I'm not sure if I had to do it all over again, if I would do that again. But in fact, I know I wouldn't. I would have taken a different path. So, but think about that. Think about what's your why, and then write it down. Like they always say, write it down, focus on it, and then kind of back into how it really is meaningful for you and what it can do for you. And I know why is a very, very strong motivator for people. And I think the other thing is, I don't know that I need motivation. Like I've trained my mind to wake up with an attitude of gratitude and then tell my wife I love her because she's always here. And I've trained my mind to, when I see it, I'm aware of my negative self-talk, and when I get it, I flip it. And I told this like 3 weeks ago or a couple weeks ago. I'm like, I flip it to Jesus. The minute I'm aware of the negative thought, like, no, I just start thinking about Jesus, what the Bible, sometimes even what would Jesus do? And I used to just flip the side to the positive side of that coin, right? And speak it and believe it and try to, really program the subconscious mind. So today's Mindset Minute is focus on your why, get clear on what your why is, and make sure that your why is big enough to drive you to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Because if it's not, it kind of ties back into what we did the other day too, was committed. If your why doesn't drive you to be 100% committed, chances are you're not going to make it. Boom. So that's today's mindset moment. Okay, let's see if we got any comments that will go into today's training.
I'm always loving these mindset moments because I need the reminders as well. I've had my past successes, and, we go into new seasons of life, and we're, what's the new why? What are we doing? Why are we doing it? I think it goes back to what's our purpose. Like my new why is helping other people over the age of 50 get back on their feet and become financially secure again. A lot of people experienced a lot of frustration after COVID. Can we say that? Are we allowed to say that word? I don't even know. But you all know what I mean. And so a lot of people had to regroup and find a new way of making money. They had to reinvent themselves. So I am here to support that in any way that I can, which is why I love Launch AI. We're making a difference for people and allowing them to be able to move forward and create their own economy.
All righty. I thank you for that. And that's so real. It's like, it's real and it's raw. Okay. You guys ready for today? So I'm going to share my screen, and this term, monopolize your marketplace, is a real term. It's really a great strategy. It's really a great mindset. And I literally have been teaching this since 2004. And I went through the slides this morning and thinking, okay, maybe I got to edit something. I don't have to edit anything. It's literally timeless. And this information and this philosophy and this concept that I'm going to share with you guys today is just ironclad, the best in the world. It really is. And so I'm going to go right into it, and we're going to kind of dive into it. So the idea is you want to monopolize your marketplace. You want to separate your business from the competition and possibly eliminate them. I don't know if I like that. Maybe that's kind of how I was in 2004. I'm not quite there these days. So here's one of my favorite quotes. Because of the nature of business, it has only two functions, and only two: marketing and innovation. Marketing and innovation make money. Everything else is a cost. That's pretty profound. Think about that, especially in the day we live in, the time we're living in now. What the heck? Why did that turn yellow? I'm going to have to fix these as we go. I don't understand why that's yellow. So here's what I want to do for today. I want to teach you the basics of the Monopolize your marketplace system. I want to share with you principles that will forever change your view. Oh, I know why I'm not. I'm not in slideshow. Okay. If you can't see my screen, tell me you can't see my screen. But I had to just go full slideshow with this thing because I'm at home and I got this
We
big
can see it.
49-inch monitor.
I mean, I can see it, so it looks good.
Okay. So I'm gonna share with you some different things, and I'm gonna come up with some checklists and some tools I can share with you. And my goal is to make this class and this training so special and so memorable that you'll be talking about it for months and even years to come. And I literally have heard people tell me, like literally about 4 months ago, I had somebody hit me up and say, what you taught me in 2004, I'm still using it and thinking about today. And it was this exact training. Okay. So what is the Monopolize Your Mark system? I don't know why it's all yellow. I got to go back and fix that. It's a step-by-step system for innovating and marketing for any company. It'll show you how to differentiate your company from your competitors. And next, it's going to show you how to implement marketing plan that will bring in sales increases of 50 to 5,000%. I've seen 100 times, 1,000 times. It's amazing. It's been developed, again, this goes back to 2004, over the previous 10 years. Proven results with over 340 industries, produce hundreds of millions of increased revenues, work for B2B, B2C, works for products, work for services, works for advertising, direct mail, internet, everything. Okay. So the first thing we want to understand is the big money goes to those companies with superior marketing operations. Entrepreneurial companies of today must evolve from being sales-oriented to being marketing-oriented in order to now win the consumer. Now, seriously, people, I was saying this in 2004, and it's just as true today, right? There is a lot of point to having sales, but if you don't have marketing, you don't have anyone to sell to, okay? The simple days of selling are over, okay? Back then, the seller had the power, right? We had low information, low technology, low education, because they didn't have very many options. Low resistance, low competition, low choices, easier to make a buying decision. Now we have what we call the confidence gap, right? And the seller is at the mercy of the buyer because the buyer now has the power. Why? Because we have increased competition. We have more choices. We have increased information. We have increased resistance. We have longer buying cycles. We have price competition. We have products are commodities. AI is a commodity. Websites are a commodity. CRMs are a commodity, right? Identical marketing messages everywhere you go. And going back to when I was doing this in 2004, it's 100-fold, right? And I put this together back then. Look around your house, right? In the mid-70s, there was 10 Frito-Lay chip varieties, 160 breakfast cereals, 3 Pop-Tarts. How many people can remember what the 3 flavors of Pop-Tarts were in the 70s? I know there's some people my age on the phone, or put them in the chat box. Tell me the flavor of Pop-Tarts, right? Now we have 29. Soft drink brands, we had 20. Now back then there was 87. There's probably even 120 now. Colgate toothpaste, there was 2 in the 70s. Now there's 17. Mouthwashes, you guys get the point, right? The choices are out of this world. So what is the confidence gap? Let me break it down to exactly a definition.
And this is, again, take a screenshot of this. The buyer's inability to determine whether any of the businesses or of any of the products or any of the services are any better or any different or any worse than any of the others. That's the confidence gap. The buyer feels like he doesn't have control, so he stalls, he thinks, he compares, and he tries to gather more information. That is the definition of the confidence gap. So marketing is making people want to listen so we can answer all that and deal with that confidence gap, right? And one of the things that Napoleon Hill said, one of my favorite authors, one of my favorite books, Think and Grow Rich, second to probably the Bible, it's a very favorite book of mine. He quote, "It is useless to try to sell a man something until you have first made him want to listen, as it would be to command the earth to stop rotating." It is useless to try to sell a man something until you've made him want to listen. So I want to say, I thank you for being on this call and listening to me. I want to teach you. I want to coach you. I want to mentor you. I want to give you real tactics and strategies that can change your life and your business life. Okay. So marketing is the tool that bridges that gap. And you've seen other people kind of call this the bridge, right? And we do it with concise and well-articulated words, powerfully stated, low, no pressure selling, one-way communication, not afraid of rejection. It's non-obtrusive, reviewed at the owner's own pace, reviewed when it's convenient, can ignore it if not interested, and no commitment. And you can see with what CJ and I and the rest of the team are doing with Launch AI Academy and these calls, this is what we're trying to articulate. We're trying to give you well-articulated messaging and strategies. We're not pressuring you and high pressure you, buy, get this now, right? We're not afraid of rejection. You're not afraid of rejection. We're not obtrusive. We're actually doing this. And part of me wanting to train and do this and dig this stuff up is because I need to be better at it. I'm no different than you. I've got to do better at it. It's been a tough number of years for me, okay? So where we break this down into two sides of every business, we have what's called the inside reality. And this is everything your business does that makes you valuable to your customers. It is what gives you a competitive edge in the marketplace. It's your skills, it's your passion, it's your systems. It's the way you conduct your business. That's the inside reality. That's like, you know it, your partners know it, your team members know it, you know it, right? Then we have the outside perception, how your customers and prospects perceive your business. Do they perceive your business like you perceive your business, your inside reality? And they do this based upon our communications with you, our customers and prospects, and our sales and marketing and advertising messages. That's what builds the outside perception. The problem is most companies' outside perception and inside reality do not match. Reason? You're an expert at your business. You understand what John Smith wants, and you have designed your company to give it to him. The result is a good inside reality. But since you're not a communications expert, you have a difficulty telling people why you're so good at what you do and why they should do business with you. Now, again, that is a result of a poor outside perception. If anybody can relate to this, put it in the chat box. I relate. I understand, because think about your business and think about other people you do business with. When you can get your inside reality to match your outside perception and your communications, that's when the conversions start to happen big time. And by the way, that is the number one reason why I rebranded the company from Launch Cart to Launch Commerce, was clarity. My inside reality was, we have great software, great technology, great tools, great trainings, great information, but it was so confusing the way I had put it together. And now I really believe that we've fixed that, okay? So here, to make it really simple, 3 components. And again, you're going to want to write this down. You want to screenshot this. You're going to want to live by this, right? 3 components to have create and have great, powerful marketing? One, have something good to say. The business, product, or service must be good. If you don't have a good product that gets results, that helps people and serves people, start over. Starts here. Okay? That's the inside reality. Then we have to say it well. How do we articulate what we do? The ability to explain and get prospects to believe it. Which, like on yesterday's training, we talked about conversational AI. I'm trying to teach everybody what it does and why it works and why we need it. Right? That's the outside perception. Then the other thing is say it often. Say it often. Repetition, 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 repetition. And I am got a terrible problem where I don't want to say the same thing over and over and over again because I don't like to hear things over and over again. So I don't want to say them over and over again. But in a marketing situation, I should be, because not everyone reads every message and everyone needs to hear the same message more than once. This is the outside perception. Okay. Say it well, say it often. That drives the outside perception. So what marketing and advertising is supposed to accomplish, the ultimate goal is to lead your prospects to do one thing, buy from you, right? So we create powerful headlines that hit your prospects' hot buttons and make your prospects want to listen to you and listen to what you're saying. That's what headlines do. Marketing should highlight all the points that make your business superior and unique from the rest of the marketplace. And I got to work on this myself with our websites and what we're doing, because we're not dialed in on that quite yet with our new branding and naming and all that stuff. Your marketing should make the prospect feel like they have to be an absolute fool to do business with anyone else but you, regardless of price. That's the goal, right? The more you listen to us, the more you hang around us, the more that you see how we're genuine, the more you see our inside reality, the more you understand what our tools can do for you and your business, what our coaching can do, what the access to us can do for you. You would be a fool to do business with anyone else, regardless of price, than us. That's how I feel. That's how I want to create it. That's what I want to do. That's the goal. The greatest marketers of all time have come to one conclusion. One. Effective marketing, advertising, or messages, it's scientific in nature. And if any of you guys follow Russell Brunson, he's been running ads like crazy, talking exactly to this. Scientific in nature, how it was created decades ago, and how he's been using it, and how he's made him all his money. Effective marketing and advertising is messaging is scientific in nature. And for the first time in history, it's easier to figure this out than ever with AI. So let me ask you guys a question. This is a question I don't think anyone's going to say yes to, but say yes if you're familiar with this saying. If you want to know why John Smith buys what John Smith buys, you've got to see the world through John Smith's eyes. I used to say this 10 times a day back in the 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8. With our team, with our marketing, with my training. And again, so profound, right? It's such a simple concept. But how many of you have sat and taken the time to go, okay, who's my ideal customer? And then you think of your ideal customer, and then let's give that ideal customer the name John Smith. And then you put yourself in John Smith's position. And then try to figure out, why does John Smith buy what John Smith buys? And try to see the world through John Smith's eyes. It's I'm going through this. I'm like, God, this is such good stuff. Every time I taught this on stage to hundreds of people, 300 people, 500 people, I'd get standing ovations. This stuff is awesome. I always would win the best speaker award for the content too, because my delivery is okay, pretty good, but the content's just amazing. So basically, most business owners just don't have a foggiest clue about the decision-making processes. And let's see if you do, right? And maybe you think you do, and maybe you do, and I think I'm going to fill some holes for you right now, right? The customers use when deciding how to solve their problems. How they choose the company they buy from. How do they do it? Scientifically, we're talking about, right? So let's talk about the real psychology of buying. And this is all about this customer journey and my little teaser email and my little teaser title. It's about the customer journey that helps us, ring the cash register. So let's learn a few things about how John Smith's brain works. There are 3 concepts you need to know: the alpha mode, the beta mode, and the reticular activator system. Okay? The psychology of buying. The alpha mode is subconscious running of patterns in your life that allow you to function without engaging your brain. Your brain is usually on autopilot or power save. Your mind can actually solve problems or fix discrepancy at this level, and everyday routines and habits stem from alpha. And the person is not aware of what they're doing or what they're thinking. Okay? Let me give you an example. Have you ever driven to work and when you got there, you realized you hadn't even seen a thing the whole way? I have. Have you ever called a friend on the phone only to have a different friend answer the call? Have you ever stood in front of a fridge for more than 2 minutes looking at the pickles only to have your spouse walk up and say, "They're right there"? I think that's a guy thing. And these are all things that I've done, right? That I put in this, way back when. That's funny. Have you ever heard the saying, "I could do it in my sleep"? That's what it is. Guess what? You do almost everything in alpha sleep. That's how our brain works. Okay, now the buying mode, alpha mode in marketing, it's the confidence gap induced state of apathy toward any marketing or advertising. It's what they call banner blindness, advertising blindness. Makes consumer literally oblivious to nearly all advertising messages. They're not paying attention to most of them. Ads are not even noticed in the first place, gives the advertiser no chance to sell. Our job, your job, is to break the consumer out of this state, to get them snap, awake. Why? Because we want to get them into the beta mode. What's the beta mode? It's the state of active mental engagement. The person is consciously aware of what he or she is doing. The person is interested and eager, and they're in a state of active problem solving and learning. Okay? The beta mode in marketing, a person consciously notices the advertisements. A person actively seeks out information on products or services. A person is open to new ideas and suggestions about how to solve a problem. And the person will read or absorb as much information as necessary to make the best decision. So this is our goal, right? So how do we do this? How do we bridge the gap between activators or, from alpha mode to beta mode? We do that with activators, hot buttons, and that's the reticulator activator system. Okay. And it is the attention center of the brain. It is the key to turning on your brain and seems to be the center of motivation. This is the part of your brain where the world outside of you and your thoughts and feelings from inside of you meet. Let me say that again. The part of your brain where the world outside of you and your thoughts and your feelings inside of you meet. Okay. So what's an activator? An activator is anything that snaps a person from alpha mode to beta mode, breaks the pattern. Examples would include a big, ugly green truck, baby crying in the night. I don't think I have it in here, but I used to have there's this big, ugly green truck that's like the size of a building. It's like 40 feet big, tall, and everything. And I don't think it's in this deck, but I had a picture of a big, ugly green truck. Baby crying in the night. Of course, that's going to snap you out of whatever you're doing. The smell of a certain kind of perfume could snap you out of what you're doing. A song from your youth snaps you, wakes you up, gets your attention, right? It snaps a prospect into consciousness to pay attention to your marketing. It breaks the pattern, which is called a pattern interrupt. Can be accomplished with the following: pictures, shocking, strange, sexy, celebrities, unusual, funny, cute. Sounds, jingles, logo sounds. You guys have heard them all. Words that paint a mental picture, or a combination of all the above. So the activator must be based on something that gives a prospect an emotional charge. Identify what problems, what frustrations, what annoyances, confusion, hidden troubles, etc. people have when buying what you sell. Come up with specific, relatable scenarios that illustrate these frustrations. These are your hot buttons for your marketing. Activator is anything that snaps a person from alpha to beta. It does not need to be based on anything in particular, could literally be anything. But to be effective in marketing, the activator must be based on a hot button. If not, the prospect will quickly revert back to alpha mode and you lose your marketing opportunity. I'm going to show you how you can define the hot buttons later in a decision matrix. That's where I come back to that. But if an activator is not relevant or not based on hot buttons, it either won't work or the prospect will quickly revert to alpha mode. This is called a false beta. So examples of a false beta. I don't know why my animations are keep doing this. Some slides they're coming up when all together, and there's some slides they're not. Okay, have you ever been in a crowded room and heard your name called from across the room? How do you react? Let's say somebody's in somebody says, Greg, Greg. What do? I immediately turn and look towards where it came from. It's conditioned. It's in that activated me. But if it wasn't for me, I go right back to where I was going off. So like it instantly pulls me out of alpha into beta. But if I discover that they were actually calling out to somebody else and you're with my same name, do I try to engage them in a conversation anyway? No. Right? Okay. So here's a example in advertising. This has got a dog. And a dog is a activator for dog lovers. It's a scroll stopper. This is actually an advertisement in a magazine, right? So, but it's a scroll stopper. If I love dogs, and then it says 1.com minute, okay, I'm out. I keep going. It has nothing to do with dogs, right? How about the shocking, right? This is an old Target ad, right? With the celebrities and shocking and the Target logo on the dog's eye. Okay. That's going to snap me out, but it could be a false beta. Unusual. There's the Perrier truck, right? Where they're throwing a bunch of Perrier bottles in the back of a truck, a old rusty, looks like it's going to fall apart truck, right? It snaps me out, but is it really going to get me to go buy Perrier? I'm not sure about that. So we have shocking, unusual, celebrity, sex appeal, right? Here's one, an old Evian water. Again, shocking, nude girl on a cloud, right? Sexy, but is that really going to make me want to go buy the water? But these guys are trying to do these kind of ads that kind of set a tone for brand positioning or branding, right? So again, to kind of recap this, the interrupt, getting qualified prospects to pay attention, engage. So this is the marketing equation. And again, this is another thing you don't want to screenshot this, write it down. You want to interrupt them, you want to engage them, you want to educate them, and you want to make an offer. So every landing page, every sales letter, every sales email, this is what you want to think about. How do I interrupt them, get them to pay attention, subject line, first sentence, first paragraph, first the hook of an ad, the hook of a video. How do I engage them, make a promise that the information to solve their problem is forthcoming? That's subheadlines. Educate, give them enough information to make the prospect feel like he or she can make a best decision, right? And then make the offer. And we have to have great offers, which we're going to do a training on offers soon too. Bad interrupt. Finally, a hotel fit for Texas is here. The Adams Mark Dallas, the largest hotel in Texas, is now downtown. Oh, come on, man. Here's a good one for Prudential. You're looking to grow wealth. You're looking to protect it. Okay. So headline, interrupt. Yep. I'm looking to grow wealth. Yep. I'm looking to protect it. Then you can see Prudential can help you do both. And then there's a whole bunch of paragraphs here of how to educate me. So you got the interrupt, you got the educate, right? The promise, Prudential can help. You got the educate, and then the bottom right, you got the offer. Call 1-800-THE-ROCK. So again, this is when we were doing newspaper ads, yellow page ads, magazine ads. I've been doing this for a long time. Here's a couple more. To people who would like to invest their money but don't know where to get started, right? Headline, interrupt. Yep, that's me. educate, free audio CD, dotted lines, call, 100 to the rock, perfect, right? If your stockbroker goofs, he could kill your retirement fund. How to protect yourself just takes 42 minutes. Again, these are interrupt, educate, offer. Okay. So hopefully you guys understand this. And you should be asking, if you hire an agency or you're working with a marketing team, how do they fulfill the interrupt phase? How do they fulfill the engage phase? How do you feel the engage? How do you do this? How do they do this? So I'm not going to. So again, this was me speaking from stage, introducing my system, the step-by-step system for innovating marketing any company. It's governed and rules by the underlying facts, principles, and science. The system works on perfecting, getting into the mind of John Smith, understanding John Smith, catering to John Smith's needs, and giving him a low-risk way to act. So that is today's PowerPoint. Let's go back up here. So,
you got this.
What did you think of that?
Well, you know, when it's a truth, it's always a truth. Do you know what I mean? And so even though you were saying that you had done that from stage way back when, the truth is that is still what motivates people to purchase, right? Those things are still a basis. And even with all the new tools and the different way we do things, you're still taking that basis or that foundational learning and applying it to what you have today, what's working today. So that you put it so well, succinctly. We can now take that information and start applying it to what we're using today and all the different ways in which we do that. And subliminal, Joel is great. He's like, are subliminal ads still illegal? And I'm like, I'm sure they're still illegal. I'm sure they're still illegal, but I don't know what other people are doing. Sometimes I look at these ads and I'm like, ooh, someone who got a degree in that. Yeah. Anyway, okay.
So that was part B, or part A, I mean. And I'm going to record the other half of that. I'm going on a traveling trip, so I won't be around to do it live. So I'm going to record it, but I have the whole second half of that, the whole system, and more examples, more stuff on how to implement it, what to do. And then I got to dig up I have some like checklists and some tools and stuff that can help everybody. So I have to try to dig those up and find those. And so we'll have that for next Wednesday as part of Monopolize Your Marketplace. So we want to kind of keep on our track of Tuesdays is AI, Wednesdays is Monopolize Your Marketplace, Thursdays is launch ads and media buying, and of course, answer any questions you guys have. So if anyone has any questions, let's open it up for the floor for questions. We'll answer any questions you may have, and then we'll wrap things up after the Q&A session.
I want to remind everybody that tomorrow, our usual Thursday meeting will not be happening because Greg is traveling. So we'll pick up again.
Even today, we'll see.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll see. So, and then next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we will be here with y'all. It will be a recording, but I'll be here live with you just to make sure everything runs smoothly, and we get the learning out of it. Won't be the same, but Greg has got great stuff, so we want to get it out there for you.
Yeah, no, I just really appreciate everyone spending your time with us today, because this stuff, it's the more you listen to it, the repetition, the more you pick up one little thing, and one little thing it can move the needle. Right? All of it together for sure moves the needle, but one little thing can move the needle. So it's pretty exciting, and I'm gonna get a couple of clips in here. So one of the things I want to talk about with the Monopolize Your Marketplace system, or just to recap, the Monopolize Your Marketplace system is, one, we have to build a case. We have to take our inside reality and we have to make our customers understand our inside reality, which is called the outside reality. And we do that with step 2, which is we got to write powerful headlines, because we have to interrupt them, and then we have to engage them, and we have to educate them, and then we have to make an offer to them. Right. And then as we do that, we have to give them what's that lead generation, what's that way to capture their lead, which is what we're going to go into next week. And then we have these marketing tools and technology that can help us do this. Then we have the drip marketing system, and then we have the maximize and optimize everything, that whole funnel. So that's kind of the Monopolize Your Marketplace at a thumbnail. And I want you guys to tune in each Wednesday at 11 a.m. on this YouTube channel, and we're going to teach you more and more about the Monopolize Your Marketplace system. Clip that. So I got to get some social media.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That and
social
and
media is
as
not
you're
that good
doing
when I do
this,
the PowerPoints.
you're
Right.
showing us how you're showing us how it's done. You're showing us how we can do it too. I love it. So, great. If nobody has any questions, then we can just call it good. These are live and they're here for
Thank you, Joel.
Yeah, thanks, Joel. And they're here for you. So if nobody has any questions, we'll pick this up and we'll keep you all informed. Check your email if you're not on our mailing list. I know Greg has a way for you guys to get on there. And I think the big important thing is that we see you here and we'll keep you updated, and tell your friends. Okay. Give us a like, of course. Give us a like. With these lives.
Like, comment, follow, share, and now I gotta show CJ something. So CJ, I noticed my little banner keeps going across the bottom. We will start at 11 o'clock. Okay, I forgot to turn it off, so now you have to be my backup. So on the right hand side it says banners. You see banners?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then when you click on banners, you see one that says "Get Started Soon."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Click on that, and then see one that says "Ticker." And then click on the hide, hover mouse over hide.
Hide, not off. Hide.
There you go. See, hide.
Okay.
Yeah, because we create them. They come and go. And we need to create one for Launch Academy. Go to launchaiacademy.com and get your $1 trial if you're not already in Launch AI Academy, and become a member there for a $1 trial. And you can kind of be part of our community. We're working on building a community, a point system, a reward system, and we're going to really kind of help be all, what's that ship? All the tide lifts all ships.
Rising
What's that saying?
Rising tide lifts all ships. Yeah,
that's what we're gonna do.
It's my
we're gonna
motto.
do that.
I love that motto. Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
That's
All right,
it.
everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Greg Ryder and CJ, we're signing off. Do what we do. Wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude and tell somebody you love them. You have a better day.